Okay, so with this one I'm just gonna create another point and probably special tools which probably you can use for generating logos design and other 3D kind of patterns, right? So special tools will we name it, we'll name it and we'll select this one, and then we'll create something over in these sections. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create a simple uh, we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 kind of different tools that could be used to generate something, um, something special inside of CorelDRAW, because other tools are there which can do tend to do a similar amount of work, but when we talk about these are actually responsible for giving us a new type of effects, and which is unique to only to these tools. So first of all, there is a shadow tool, and generally shadow tool is basically a drop shadow which can be used to create some different type of patterns, or it is basically used to provide a depth to the product. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give it a simple color or something. I'll give it a gradient, and I'm gonna provide it a gradient, and probably then I'll select the type of gradient from here. It's a repeated mirror. I'll give it a this kind of gradient, right? I'll give something like these, very much something like this. I'll select this one over here. I'll give it right from this direction to these, and then I can generate something inside of it. And let me create a simple shape, right? And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna click and copy this one, and or probably I'll delete this one. I'll give it a very thick amount of outline. So I'll be giving it approximately 70, somewhat like these, and then I'm gonna give it a 3D. Let's completely change it into an object. So we have to select this one and go to object and convert it outline to object. So now we have an outline which contains the color. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna apply a 3D effect into it, and that 3D effect is an extrude. But before that, we need to select the colors which we are going to provide. So I'm gonna click and select a gradient over here for this one, and this time I'm gonna apply a repeated one, a single repeated one. Probably we can have, this is the default fountain, this is the repeated one, so this could help us out to repeat the area, and it's probably we can use that on somewhat like these areas. It could repeat itself for quite a lot of time, but there is no blending among the repetition. um, so there is no blending there among the repetition. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click and give it a repeat and mirror, so that I will get something like this, a like ring type of feel is there. Now I'm gonna select this one, and again I'm gonna use this anvil sorry extrude. So when I apply this extrude, I could actually click and drag and turn this into a three-dimensional object, right? So for this I'm just gonna click and create. We can use that on this portion, and whenever you wanted to change the direction, you can change the direction from here as well, right? So just like a ring which is at the corner portion. You can actually change those direction from here as well. You can, right, right, and the distance can also be changed through this one. So I'm actually increasing the value to approximately 4, the value, and the rotation can be done through this portion, so we can rotate that, right. And there is this VP log to page. That means whatever the rotation you are providing has to be logged and copy or shared. Vanishing point is this point. So whatever you did not click on the object, you wish to try again, yes, you have to click, you have to provide that, I think. Okay, okay, now it is changed. The vanishing point has changed from this portion. If you wanted to change that, you can use that. I just normally use it with this one, and then you can click over here and you can click and drag in order to get a proper three-dimensional view. And then after that we can also, exactly, basically we are rotating it in a graphical format, right. Then after that we can provide this simple colors. So I had changed that because the interior one was not appropriate, not coming out that well. So from 2 is the one which is at the back side, and from will be the one which is on the front side. So I'm just gonna um, create this something like these, and I'm gonna change those colors to somewhat like these, the in between colors of that. So now I'm getting a very nice rim outside of this particular ring, and it gives me a feeling of a three-dimensional object. Then if I double click over it again, I could use page or object vanishing point. Seems different. I could change the vanishing point where it is distorting, basically the vanishing. It is I could use this one. This one seems pretty nice, as I could use it as a poster for other artworks. And then this is the one where extrusion can be copied from one place to another. Extrusion is the effect which is applied over this one. Now I'll do what? I'll double click and give it an option of probably somewhat like this. Hello? तुषार सामने है, सामने क्या है? We'll do it somewhat like this. Yeah, probably at this section. And now we need to add some tags or some lights over here. So for this one more thing we can apply. If we apply shadows over here and click and drag the shadows, it won't be applied over at the extrusion. We need to select the object from the layer and then we can apply that. So now you can give the shadows and a glow highlight over there. So double click on those, all the effects which is being applied over the curve can be selected from this portion on the Docker option, which is in the object Docker option, where you can select, and here are the options where you can change the properties of the drop shadows. So let's turn it to screen so that it will give us a feel of I'm increasing the value. Okay, increasing the values so that it will give me a feel of a glow. And one more thing, I shall tell you that 100% black and 100% white doesn't shows any impact. So if there is a complete red, right, so there is no shadow there if we apply any blending, any sort of blending mode over there. So if we wanted to apply something different, then you can change the color and you will get a nice little rim over there, and it is being applied on the shape and not on the extrusion group. So when I drag it a bit down. I'll just drag it up. It doesn't work. But what we can do is we can select this one, and I'm gonna reduce the amount of glows and the distance. It can be stated from here, and we can use this one as a amount of glow. We can increase the position size, the arrow size and everything. Here are the feathers where we can increase the spread or decrease the spread. If we decrease it, you will get a real curve over it, and then we can switch these from Gaussian to inside. Inside will be the inside of the shape, and the middle where it starts from the middle of the path, right? And then it will give you the squared line or certain effects. You can generate it out from here, and you can actually change the rotation from where it is going out, right? So we can see, I'm just gonna put as, I don't know, probably 0. Okay, 104 or something was there. 90 if we arrange, then it will give us something like this. So I'm just gonna go by. Mm, these are the spreadsheet, which is normally called as a strength and intensity of that glow that can be created from here. And if you wanted to clear the shadows, you can clear it by this. So that is the only thing that you can use it. You can use it as a 3D object, or either you can use it any way. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna select the drop shadow effect right now. Let me just see whether, right, and we need to select the tool, and we have to create that shadows over here. Okay, what we can do, we can take another one simple shadow, and I'm gonna create another drop shadow, right? And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna darken this one up. Okay, we cannot use this one on anything. We can use it as a blending option. Turn it on and go to properties, provide it with a screen blending mode, right? And you can drag this one up right in front of the geometry. So now it will give you a very separate sort of output, and you can then provide a, right, basically you should provide a uniform transparency of like these. See, it's now soft light. Yeah, overlay seems to provide a very nice impact, right? Just like a 3D product is there with having a glow. Then we can use something different. Just give me a moment. Hello. Hi. क्यों? अच्छा ठीक है, मैं आता हूँ. होगा 20 minutes more, 20-30 minutes, है ना? हाँ, चलो. Okay, now we need to apply some name. Let's just say it's rings, and we can transport some of the attributes from here to here. And these might have it, they did not have that. So what we'll do, we'll take the rings, the name, and we're going to use distort for distortion purpose. If you wanted to create some sort of distortion, these are the places from where we can distort this. You can change the entire shape to somewhat preset distortions which was available if you wanted to give a that type of geometry. So that is a distortion. I'll be probably be going for an envelope. An envelope is actually gonna fix this one on the ring, right? So it's kind of a warp being created for the geometry. Right, exactly. Like it's basically inside of it, and we'll select this one and give it a, I don't know, probably somewhat an inverted one, so then it will look something like that it is written over there. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select this one, give it a blending mode, transparency I'm gonna give, and hence as we know about it that there is no blending among it, so we need to apply a gradient. And for the gradient I'm gonna go, and on the text we cannot apply more of the gradients because there are very less options available in the uniform one. We can use this fountain fill for this one. So now we get the gradient, and then in order to go and adjust the gradient we can click over here and then adjust the gradient, right? So for this one I'm just gonna take this one, and I'm gonna increase the size of it. I'm going to decrease this one, so I will get a metallic kind of look. If I'm going to remove that, it will look something like this. And then I'm going to change the color to very harsh red or something. I'll change the color to, let's say I'm going to give it an orange, right? And then I'm going to select the center one and give it a blue cyan kind of color, right? And then I'll select it and give it a, again I'll provide a similar kind of orange over here, that is over there. And then I'm gonna apply a soft light can be joined over it as well. Ring can also be, overlay can also be there, and hard light probably be the one. Color dodge is the just opposite. We can use a divide can give this one. We'll use the multiply can also reduce. Ads is there. Screen mode, where is that? It is not giving me that much of a light, so soft light is, then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna apply a shadows, and the shadows color will be, again it will be a dark, and add will be the lights, right? And we can actually reduce the feather and change the inside to middle, or will shift. Okay, that's pretty much right squared, and we can go outside is okay. That's probably middle will be the best one to put. We can select it over here again. Then similarly we just have to copy all the values over here. Oh, why it is not being copied? Oh, I don't know why that one didn't came up. This will do for the rings, and now we will be needing some. I should say we'll go by here and need a little smoke, right? So I'll take a smoke, an image of a smoke. We can use any sort of these in smoke. So I'll be taking this one probably. There's a watermark there. This one is quite nice, so let's take this one. Drag and drop inside of it and select, remove the geometry of somewhat like here, and then right click and power clip inside so that you will get the color there. I should not power clip it, I should select it and give it a multiply. No, let's give it a screen. So then all the black values will be gone and you will get pretty nice smoke over here. But there is a certain issue with this, that there is this cutout will be shown over here. So for that we need to blur this bitmap image, and we need to go to edit bitmap, or we can certainly switch on to a separate software which is named Corel Photoshop or Photo Paint. It is basically a photo paint, and what you need to do is to just erase these areas. So you can actually take a eraser and then you can actually apply that eraser over here, and we can increase the feather size from here, and the size of the shape will be here, and you can apply the feather, a bit feather over here, right? Just like Photoshop, it completes the task. Yeah, exactly. When you finish the editing, it will ask you to save. Just press yes, and it will be saved inside of it, right? And you can able to see this. But there's an issue that it turns the image into we'll need to go again, and it actually didn't removed this one. The reason is that this one is actually a separate layer. So I'm gonna go on object, and this is a background layer, and we do not need this one. So we need to provide an object transparency over there, at least one object, and this is the transparency which we need. So we need to add another layer from this portion. We'll travel this one. Let's copy and paste, and I'm gonna turn this one off, and this is the object layer, and this one is our main layer. So now after I select this one, I can remove this section. Right, it's completely vanished. So yeah, so I'll get a PNG sort of image which doesn't contains any background. That is the only thing that is left over here. So then we just need to finish the editing and then get back to here, and you will see there is no, only some of these areas are being chopped off. So we can actually go back, and the lesser the amount of feather, the more issue will be, the lesser the issue, right? So we'll increase, remove those lines. Some of the areas I'm actually removing these information, so that we'll get the lesser of the outer information of the geometry, and select, and it seems something like this, smoke over here, exactly. And it is basically currently at the top of it, so I'll press a page down, I'll select this one and I'll page down it so that I could put it right among, beneath the upper ring, right? And then we can use it for any inventory, any logo we can provide over here, or for any basically purpose, I should say, because this is a ring, and probably cars and some jewelry shops might get like these type of ideas that they should show, right? And even also you can use an ice cube instead of a ring. You can create an ice cube where it basically depicts for a liquor poster or something, right? Or a liquid poster or beer poster, whatever, we can use this one. And now I'm gonna use, there's a blocking shadow also available, and that blocking shadow will probably be looking something like this. If I'm gonna click and drag from here to here, you can see that you have created a shadow of that particular thing. So if there is a shape available, we can create its shadows as well. I can use it as a tag, a name tag or something. We even can use one thing, I'll take it and create a circular one. This will be my sun, right? It's a sun, and this will be moon. So for the moon, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna chop the areas, and after yeah, we'll select and we'll subtract it, back minus plus, and we'll turn the color to blue, the cyan color which we will be using, right? So this is moon and sun, and what you need to do is, just for the sun, I'll get a bit more further, and I'll take the color and put it right over here. I'll remove the outline color. Again, I'm gonna create this anchor point to center. Oops. And then I'm gonna do this, Control R, right? So the half of the area will be brown. And then I'm gonna connect with this one. I'll just select the blend tool is basically gonna copy the whole thing, right, from this shape to this shape. So I'll just connect this one, and as you can see, it constantly changes the shape of from circle to a half circle. That is called our blend. So as you can see, it basically goes like this from outer one, and set an outline color, so you can see this certain difference there. Just select the shape and bring it front, and you can bring it back or something. Right, automatically it builds every type of shape whatever is there available. Blending tool, that is the name of it. The way you can change the whole thing, but let me just double click on the blend, and you can change the whole thing, the steps. You can reduce the step, increase this right, increase and decrease the step, and you can actually twist them, twist the colors, right, remove the colors, and the acceleration and deceleration can also be changed. Between the colors is also, it does the blending. So if I provide about 100 of it, it will straight turn to a gradient, right? So I'll be providing a 20 or probably 15, so that we can see some changes over here. And for this one, I'm gonna take for an outline color, we can create this. And for our moon, I'll also jump up the moon, or okay, reduce the moon, and I'll give it a set outline to white, and you can see that there is a certain shape going on from there, right? We can take these, make them a group, and we can apply a outline color, so that this idea could go on like that, but it doesn't matches with the area, so you can separately shift it, group it one, and you can remove the or probably we can use it for a screen blend mode, so that we can use it ungroup, and we can use it over here. Without black background, we can use that one, and remove the screen blending mode, turn it to probably multiply, so that you will get some different shape and ideas. Turn into something like these, a simple tag or something. So these are basically the special tool which is being available over here. It just simply provide you the unique effect that could help you out with your artwork. Here there is a contour which actually can change, can provide you the separate contours. A border, an outline border for this one, so you can invert and change anything, add any text to it, or either it would be worked as a label or something, you can use that. Okay, so that is the whole thing for the special effects, and then after that we're gonna go for the brochure work. Okay, so thank you so much, bye bye, take care.